Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lizzie and today I'm going to be filming a big wrap-up video. It's not really that big where there's a lot of books, it's just I've been in the slump like I said in the last video, so I haven't read too many books and I haven't done a wrap-up, so I figured this would be a good way to talk about all the books I've read since July and then we'll be up to date. The first book I read was Every Summer After, and it follows Sam and Percy. It reminds me a lot of Love and Other Words. Definitely like the summer vibe, like kids, second chance romance. Definitely if you like that trope. I didn't feel like there was anything super crazy. If you have read Love and Other Words and you like that book, then you will like this book because it follows a lot of the same premises, but it did feel just a tad bit repetitive, but I still thought it was really good and entertaining, so I rated it 3 stars. Then I found Taylor Jenkins Reid, and not that I hadn't known about her, but I just had never picked up one of her books. I know she has some very, very popular ones, and Kindle ended up having a sale on one of them, so I was like, this is my moment to read them. The first book I picked up was One True Loves, and that follows Emma and Jesse. They are married, and then Jesse goes out and gets into a helicopter crash, and he's presumed to be dead, and a couple years later she finally decides like she's gonna move on, and Sam, a guy from her high school, from her past, he comes up and she finally starts to like date him and things are going well, and they actually decide that they're going to be engaged to get married. When Jesse comes back, it finds out that like he wasn't dead, he had survived, and so it follows Emma and her story. And I wasn't initially sure if I was gonna love this, specifically love Emma, because I didn't know if she was gonna act like, oh no, 2 guys are in love with me. But it wasn't like that at all. She, you know, even like throughout her head, like throughout the book, obviously we get her POV and we see in her mind and she's like, I don't know, like what's the right thing and all of that. It isn't pick me girl at all. So I definitely liked that story and loved our main character, and the ending I thought was perfect. I gave it 4 stars. The next book by Taylor Jenkins Reid that I also read, I think it was all in the month of June. I think right after I read One True Loves, I was like, I gotta read another book by her. So I picked up Maybe in Another Life, and that follows Hannah. So at the beginning of the book, Hannah is going back and forth on choices. She's trying to decide what she wants to do for the rest of the night. And basically the book splits and follows if she had decided to choose like option 1 and decided to do option 2. It was a really cool concept. So every chapter flips, and like one is like, oh, if she decided to like stay at the bar, and the other is like if she decided not to, and it just follows and the rest of the story plays out. I thought it was a super, super cool concept. I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending, but I still enjoyed the story. So I gave it a 3 stars or 3.5, I can't exactly remember. But yeah, definitely good. And this just proved like I want to read more of her books, especially her more popular ones. Like there's definitely a reason they have to be as popular as they are. So then I felt like I was starting to get in a little bit of a slump. So I was like, I'm gonna pick up just like a really quick, easy, not super like plot heavy book. So I decided to pick up Pestilence, and it's part of the 4 Horsemen series. It's post-apocalyptic world-esque, and it follows Sarah, who's a firefighter, and she decides that she's gonna stay behind to try and stop him from like continuing on the plague. Like she's gonna try and kill him, and basically it doesn't work, and she ends up being his prisoner as he continues to spread the plague. So it was a very cool concept, and I wish I liked it, but I think I was already falling into a slump and it just wasn't amazing. I gave it 2 stars, I think, or 2.5, 2.5. It was like fine, like it was whatever, but it wasn't like, oh my God, yeah, let me pick up another book. I definitely will not be completing the series. And then my slump really kicked in, and I didn't read for like 2 months, and then I picked up Kill Switch, which I also read on Kindle Unlimited. This bad boy was amazing this summer. I love Kindle Unlimited. If you get it, I definitely recommend trying it out at least once. A lot of times they run deals during the holidays too, so if you want to do it, I feel like the best time to look would maybe be like Black Friday or Cyber Monday, because I'm sure they will run a special. Definitely worth it in my opinion. So Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas is the third book in the Devil's Night series, and I liked it. Like, I liked it a lot. It took me quite a long time to read, but I was enjoying the story. I just wasn't in the mood to read anything. It follows Damon in winter, and it was definitely Damon's redemption story. Like, I really, really liked it. At first, I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna read his book because I read the Devil's Night series completely out of order. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to give it the time of day. And then I read it. No, it is amazing. Damon is definitely like up there for my characters again now. And I really, really enjoy the story. It's definitely not a lighthearted story. If you do not like Penelope Douglas's writing or her like just her books in general, then I wouldn't give this a shot. But if you do, definitely give it a read. It was one of my favorites that I've ever read by her. And I gave it 4 stars. So then I was at school by this point, didn't have Kindle Unlimited anymore, and I had kind of just gotten like caught up in school. So reading was just not on the forefront of my mind. I did a lot of like rereading of chapters of like books I've already read, and stuff like that. But I didn't pick up a book until literally like a week or 2 ago, and I picked up Beach Read. It was not the book I was expecting to read. I did an entire reading vlog on it, so I won't talk about it too much. It does follow January and Gus, and I think I gave it 4 stars or 3.5. I can't remember honestly what ratings I do, but it was good. Think I'm out of my slump. I'm reading another book currently, and it's actually My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. Really good, really funny, lighthearted. But I was not expecting to read this book in the middle of fall. Like, it's getting cold, but this was a book that was calling to me, and I ended up finishing it, and it was really, really good. I've never read an Emily Henry book, and so definitely I think I'm going to be picking up another one of her books, probably more in the springtime though, when we get a little bit closer to summer. So those were all of the books that I read this past like few months. Hopefully next month's wrap up will be a little bit more interesting, and hopefully I will get some more reading done in the next month. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.